case, I'd take the 3,000 and run. If it turns out that this company does not have insurance, I would take the 3,000 and run. Seriously.
Well, I like to twist a few things around, and I'll risk that 3,000 to sue the shipper because it happened on their property and let them go collect it. That's something I really didn't want to do.
But Dennis, hold on. You say that like it's easy, and just because you sue the shipper, you're going to get some sort of relief. There's no guarantee of that, and suing anybody is not easy. First off, where did this occur? What state?
Pennsylvania.
Where do you live?
And I live in Rhode Island.
Yet you have to sue them in Pennsylvania. That means every time there's a hearing, you have to be there.
I'd rather sue them in Pennsylvania because from my understanding, Rhode Island has like a $3,000 small claims limit.
But that's not that may be, Dennis, but you are going to have to be there. Let me tell you what companies do. They do this all the time. I had it happen to me. That's how I know this happens. They understand you're a truck driver. They get that. When the first hearing gets scheduled, the morning of, they'll cancel. You've already taken time off work. You've already traveled hundreds of miles to get there, and they'll cancel. And now you're screwed, and you got to go do it again. And they could cancel again. And then ultimately you could get a judgment, but a judgment doesn't mean collection. Many times companies have judgments against them, they just refuse to pay them. So we have, here's what I'm trying to, here's what I'm trying to help you with. You already have a carrier involved and their insurance company. That's enough to deal with. Don't add the shipper. You're just complicating your life, and the odds of getting anything out of them are slim to none. But the better answer here, really, the better answer here is I would at least start with your insurance company, but it sounds like you're going to need an attorney, and then their advice is going to be more accurate than mine, especially if it's an attorney. Again, if you're going to sue them in Pennsylvania, you have to get an attorney in Pennsylvania.
But that's where small claims want the limit of being
I understand that. I understand that.
That way.
Yeah. All right. It sucks. This situation always sucks. I hate when I get this call because none of my answers are very good. Here's what we need. Here's what we need. We need a system, and this is up to every state. That's why this is so different. But what would work best if we just had a complete no-fault system for accidents across the board. What that means is no matter who is at fault in an accident, everybody deals with their own insurance company. That's a much better system. That's a much, much better system because that insurance company, my insurance company, has a financial incentive to keep me happy. If they don't, I'll go somewhere else. But if this isn't up to them, if the state law says, no, you have to collect from the other party, that party has no incentive to make you happy. None. So our insurance, I love the fact that we're 50 individual states. I really do. I love states' rights. There are just some issues that states' rights really kind of complicate, and this is one of them. And the problem for us in the trucking industry is we have to deal with all of these states. Most individuals don't leave their own home state all that often. We have to deal with all of this because we drive in all of these different states. And every time I get this call about an accident in a commercial vehicle, I just don't have any good answers for people. It's unfortunate. All right, I've got to get to a break. We will be right back with more stuff. Stick
ClubChampionGolf.com/NEWS. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, which is why Club Champion carries every option for every golfer. You won't miss out on the perfect fit with over 50,000 hittable head and shot combinations from the best brands in golf. Factors like length, weight, flex, and more are just as important to a custom fit game as a club head, and they'll all be addressed in your tour level fitting at Club Champion. Schedule your fitting at ClubChampionGolf.com.
Road Dog Trucking Radio. Consider it your business model for success. Grow your business with the help of SiriusXM's Road Dog Trucking Radio.
With Kevin Rutherford on Road Dog Trucking Radio's Trucking Business and Beyond.
Welcome back. We're going to get back to the phones. I think we've got Terrence. Now, Terrence, are you with me?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm cut now.
There we go. Go ahead.
Just not going to say, I got a ticket in a small town in South Carolina. I was speeding out there. I'm caught, done. I've never received a ticket I didn't deserve.
Exactly.
Long story short, the cop tells me on the side of the road, you know, when you call, I said to him, where do I pay? I just want to pay it. I don't, you know. He goes, no, call the thing, call the court. We work with you guys. So if there's a facility in a small town, everyone thinks the cops are just sitting there to write tickets. If you speed, pay your dues, and but just make the phone call. They wrote me a ticket. It cost me another $60, but I got an ordinance ticket instead of a moving violation.
Let me address that. Because, yeah, that's certainly better than getting the points. But doesn't that tell us the whole system's just broken?
Oh, yeah.
Because here's the thing. The idea that you were speeding means you're unsafe, correct?
Yeah.
And we want people to be safer. And we create punishments in order to change behaviors. That's how the system is designed. But now we take away the punishment, and all they care about is the money. This has nothing to do with safety.
No, you're absolutely right.
Nothing. It's just a business for them.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. This is actually smart on their part. If they keep giving people the moving violations, they may lose drivers that they could ultimately ticket later on. So we're not going to give you, really, we're not going to give you any violations where you may lose your license at some point. Hell, we'll just let you keep driving through our town all you want. We'll give you as many tickets as we can.
Not gonna get me, but I it's just, it was just like, because I just got my South Carolina license, because I moved down here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, here I am, I got nice and clean, you know what I mean? And it was just like, it was scary.
Just play the game. Yeah, just play the game.
That's all you can do. You know what, Kevin? I guess I'm getting old. I'm 56. I must have had an aha moment, but you know what? I'm just going to go through life. I'm going to take care of myself, take care of my family, and I'm going to do what I got to do to cope with the society, or the way the world's going now. I just got to play. I got to be a part of it, do the best I can out of it.
That's it. It's madness. I mean, the world has gone mad. It really has. And all you can do is sit back and say, wait a minute, I still have some control over things, and I'm just going to focus on those.
Yeah. All right. Now, my quick health thing. I remember I had asked you a while, I don't know if you got an answer yet, about the Garmin. If you had, remember I said if you were able to find out if you were able to.
Yeah, I haven't. I've got a meeting with Garmin. I thought I had a meeting this week with Garmin. I better check. I wonder if I missed one. Because I'm on vacation next week, so I know I wouldn't have scheduled it then, and I thought it was coming up. I better look. Yeah, I've got a meeting with them at some point, and I have that as part of my list of questions. I just don't know when the meeting is.
No problem. Here's another thing. Now, I don't know, I've got a craving for sushi lately, so I've been doing some sushi with the rice. I hit a stall. I've been at like 225 for a month and a half. I tried fast and all that. And I was like, you know what? I feel good. So I craved sushi. All of a sudden, I started eating rice. I guess I needed more carbs because I started losing weight.
Every now and then we see that happen, and it's not consistent. You know, there was a time, you know, over the last 7 years, we've evolved and altered and changed our advice, and we didn't always do well with keto, and sometimes we give them more carbs and they do better. But that turned out to be not consistent either. So this whole idea of some people do better with more carbs and some don't, it's never consistent, not even with the same person. There are times where this works and then there are times it doesn't. So I don't know. One of the things I tell people is just experiment and pay attention, and you did. You realized, hey, I started losing weight again. What changed? And the one thing you know changed, you added some rice back in. And well, it's working.
And my sleep has improved too. Like, I generally go to bed like 10:30, and like 10:30. Sometimes later, I get up like 4. Sometimes I get up early, 10. But like this week, my sleep, I mean, I generally get 4.5 hours, 5, maybe less. I mean, my sleep, when I hit the pillow, I'm out, and then I get like nice, a couple of deep sleep, a little bit of REM, and then some solid sleep. I mean, like last night I didn't wake up once until my alarm went off. I woke up before my alarm last night.
Yeah.
Weird. But I said I feel the change in my body. I can feel it. So
Good.
I'm going on.
Good. And you're eating sushi. That's awesome. I love sushi. I
It's got a
know.
great little place down here in South Carolina. Unreal.
Yeah, I love sushi. Now you made me hungry. All right, let's go to New Jersey. Steve, welcome to the program.
Hey, Kevin, I think I can shed a little light for you in respect to this insurance issue.
Okay.
I was manager for Special Investigations Unit in Canada for about 20 years. Now, the one thing to remember about Canada is every province except for one is no fault.
Okay.
And insurance requirements in Canada are much more greater than they are in the United States. $1 million is the minimum liability for an automobile. You're looking $2 to $3 million for commercial vehicles. But the Canadian insurance company will never attempt to deal with or to settle a claim with a U.S. carrier directly because they have no eyes or ears on the claim. He's got to go to his insurance company. His insurance company will go to the Canadian insurance company. That's when they'll open the file. Because whatever settlement is going to be devised or derived is going to be based on his policy limits.
Got it. Okay.
So his insurance company has to assess damages and, come up with the numbers and what he has for coverage for, his loss of wages or anything else. And the Canadian carrier is going to settle it directly right through his insurance company, but they'll never settle anything directly.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Now, I think I remember him saying it was his policy that had the $100 a day downtime, and he said that's not nearly enough. Clearly it's not, but if that's his policy, that's all he's going to collect.
Well, it's like anything else in life. When you're buying something, you better do your research and you better really think about what it is that you're buying. If you intend to make $100 a day, then make your policy limit $100. If I'm making $1,000 a day, I'm setting my policy limit at $2,000.
Yeah. So, being that you have a lot of experience in that industry in Canada, what are the odds that this 50 truck company is just operating without insurance?
I would say the odds are 1 in 200,000.
Okay.
It's very, very remote. Trucking in Canada is monitored very carefully. They have to submit, every 6 months to the government where the carrier is going out there without insurance. You may have the odd thing that happens with a single truck, but never ever with anybody who's, once you get a CBOR number, like a US DOT number, they're on you all over the place, and you are not going to be able to move that truck.
Got it. All right. Steve, thanks for that. I appreciate it. That sounds like great advice. So contact your insurance company. And again, that should be standard practice for everybody, no matter what. Just when you're in an accident, call your insurance company, get them involved right from the start. Let's
LDL was 190 and my VLDL was 33.
Okay, so here's what we can tell from those numbers. The LDL set it aside is meaningless without a particle test. That tells us nothing. You have similar numbers. You just don't have that extreme 1,000 on the triglycerides. But your triglycerides are slightly elevated and your HDL is way too low. We want to get that HDL.
Yeah, they wanted to give me pills.
No, that yes, you know I don't believe in that, and that's not going to get your HDL up, and whatever the pill does is artificial anyway, so then the numbers are really kind of meaningless. We get it up through better food quality, better fat quality is one of the things. So this is where we talk about the difference between paleo and keto. Keto has nothing to do with quality. We can eat all the worst fats. We can eat canola oil. Those are all fine on keto. They're not on paleo. So you need to shift to a more paleo-based diet, not what some people refer to as dirty keto. For example, ours, nutrient-dense keto will fix this. All right, I've got to get to a break. We will be right back. We'll get to more of your calls and questions. It's a free-for-all. Keep them coming. This Road Dog Trucking News Update is brought to you by McLean Company. We'll be right back.
Stay alert to weather reports every hour around the clock.
I'm Kristen Klein from the Weather Channel with an interstate weather
No one
update.
else except Road Dog Trucking Radio.
This is Road Dog Trucking News with Dan Mooney.
Waymo Alphabet Inc.'s self-driving car unit says it raised $2.5 billion in a recent funding round to help advance its technology and replace a management team that left earlier in the year. Earlier this spring, Waymo had been talking with outside investors about raising as much as $4 billion, according to Bloomberg News. But the Google sibling has lost 6 key executives in rapid succession since February, including the chief executive officer, the chief financial officer, and several lieutenants, raising questions about its strategy and competitive strength. Created as a moonshot within the search giant more than a decade ago, Waymo has long been considered the standard bearer in the autonomous driving field. Last year, it launched a ride-sharing service, Waymo One, with driverless cars in the Phoenix area. This is Dan Roberts.
SiriusXM presents The Sounds of Summer, a sonic road trip across North America. Featuring playlists created by local experts to make you feel like you're there. This week, the surf's up in sunny Southern California. The Sounds of Summer, every Thursday on SiriusXM Volume Channel 106 and always on the SXM app. McLean Company is driving forward, hiring Class A CDL drivers nationwide. At McLean, you'll help restock a recovering country, earning top industry pay and sign-on bonuses where available, while also enjoying generous benefits, paid holidays, vacations, and more. McLean drivers get home every day or every couple days, depending on the route. The wait is over. Let's get to work. Visit McLeanDrivingJobs.com. That's McLeanDrivingJobs.com. McLean Company's equal opportunity employer.
The transportation industry is as busy as it has ever been, and Oakley Trucking is seeing the demand for more qualified owner-operators to help grow our fleet. Hi, this is Jeremy Kelly with Oakley Trucking, American Drive Low Hauler, and I would like to invite you to check us out here at Oakley Trucking. We have some great informative videos on our YouTube channel. We got a weekly podcast, as well as a fleet of owner-operators that are willing to answer any questions that you may have. Check us out today or give us a call at 877-651-1388.
Now, throughout the day today, we'll be on the watch for some strong storms to develop, especially this afternoon in eastern Iowa and across western Illinois. This area has been hatched out by the Storm Prediction Center with an enhanced risk for severe weather. Damaging winds and hail look to be the main concern. We'll watch areas from Des Moines on over through Cedar Rapids and then working on over toward the Quad Cities, where we will see some strong, severe storms later this afternoon and this evening. That eventually will spread into the Chicago metro and on into portions of Indiana Louisiana overnight, getting into Ohio for the day on Friday with some strong winds and intense thunderstorms. We'll keep an eye on that. National Hurricane Center is watching area of disturbed weather down in the southern Gulf, and it's already starting to pump moisture on into portions of Florida. We'll be watching for more showers and thunderstorms today across South Florida and the Florida Keys, where some heavy rains will be possible throughout the day. Also a few spotty showers along the Texas Gulf
And now,
Coast.
back to Road Dog Trucking Radio's Trucking Business and Beyond with Kevin Rutherford on Road Dog Trucking Radio.
Welcome back. All right, I'm going to get back to the calls. Before I do, though, I just happened to read something. It is becoming next to impossible for me not to keep thinking about what is going on with the government around COVID-19 and what is the end game. Nothing about how they're handling this makes any sense. Here's another example if we needed more. So there is a supplement. We don't talk about it a lot. It's called NAC. Stands for N-acetylcysteine. It's been around forever, 50 some years, I think. The interesting thing about NAC, and NAC is what we would call a precursor to glutathione. If you take NAC as a supplement, the body produces more glutathione. Glutathione is the body's master antioxidant. So there are definitely benefits to using NAC, and we use it as practitioners. It is also used, though, in the medical field. And they use it, and they have for decades, as a antidote to acetaminophen poisoning. If somebody takes too much Tylenol, and that's dangerous. Tylenol is really hard on your liver. Acetaminophen will do major damage to your liver. And in high doses, it's a really bad idea. But the antidote is NAC, N-acetylcysteine. It's been used as a poison antidote for acetaminophen for a long time. So that the FDA then kind of starts looking at it as a drug, even though it's been a supplement forever. So over the years, the FDA has talked about banning this as a supplement and making it prescription only. They haven't done it yet. But here's the interesting thing. There are several good research studies going on with some pretty promising results that NAC is a great treatment for COVID symptoms. And it makes sense as an antioxidant. If you look at some of the other mechanisms of how it works, it makes sense that it could be good to fight against COVID-19. And a lot of the research is starting to show that. Now the FDA has gotten hot and heavy about banning it. Amazon has already taken every NAC product off the market. You can't buy this at Amazon anymore. Practitioners are starting to hoard it. I'm looking to maybe stock up on a bunch because if we can't get it anymore, if they're going to regulate it that heavy, after 57 years of being a supplement, I haven't done the research, but I can just about guarantee you that it's never killed anybody. It's never harmed anybody. And yet we're going to pull it off the market. But we leave drugs on the market all the time that kill people, maim people, cause all kinds of injuries. The vaccine itself is causing way more injuries than anybody's willing to admit, but the data's all there if you want to go look for it. But here we go again. Why all of a sudden on a drug we have this long, or a supplement, they call it a drug, we call it a supplement, this long history. Why now did they crack down so hard? Why did Amazon take it off the market? You have to wonder. I mean, I just don't know how you cannot keep questioning the crazy stuff that's happening. All right, we're going to get back to the phones. We are off to Delaware. Chris, welcome to the program.
Hey, Chris in Delaware. Hey, the guy called about trucking accident he had.
nothing. And Chris, everybody knows this.
It sounds like something.
I talked about it the day I applied. I talked about it the day I got it. I admitted that. No, I explained it, Chris.
Explain how you needed 62,000 if the fulfillment center never shut down.
Because it had to do with profit, not shutting down.
Explain that. You lost 62,000 in profit to the government to get reimbursed for that. Is that what you're saying?
The government shut down other businesses that affected us.
Listen, I don't mean to make you nervous. I hear the lilt in your voice, but I want to get to the bottom of it. Explain what you needed the 62,000 for.
No, Chris, it's none of your business. None. It's none of your business.
It won't. Yeah, it's going to be everybody's business very soon.
Good. Bring it on, Chris. Oh, she hangs up again. Come on, Chris. Don't be such a wussy. The hit and run thing is going to go. And Chris, you're probably going to go too. We've been really patient. I let Chris post all over both of our websites. Even though it wasn't health related, we left it. Just because I extended more courtesy to him. Because we don't hide anything. Chris thinks he's going to get some big gotcha. Oh, he thought he had it this morning. I gotcha. You took the money. We told everybody we took it. From day one. The day I applied. The day we got the money, and I told everybody the amount. And I told everybody why. And I'll tell you this. It just happened yesterday, as a matter of fact. We got the loan forgiveness. I'm not paying it back. There's no way. And I could go on and explain. The government created this problem. The government gave money to my competitors. The idea that we take money from successful people and give it to people who are struggling, that's socialism. The government takes my money constantly. Then they started giving it to my competitors who couldn't run their business as well. And even if you want to follow the rules on the PPP, it's socialism. Don't give it to the people who are successful. Take it from them. Give it to the people who aren't successful. We took it from the Republican states that are doing well, and we gave it all to the Democratic states, which are a mess. Same thing. I'm not apologizing for this. I'm not paying it back. In fact, I got my forgiveness, like I said, just happened yesterday. And we've been very, very clear and transparent. So, Chris, if you think you're going to get some big gotcha, it's just not there. All right, we're going to get back to the calls. Let's go to Texas. John, welcome.
It's actually Jonathan, actually. This is my very first time calling ever any radio show. I've been a subject for over 20 years now, and listen to your show off and on. And I really enjoy the Road Dog Trucking, by the way. I'm an owner-operator. I paid off my truck to a company called Air Capital, Wichita, Kansas. Leased my truck from them, and of course, leased it to buy. Finally paid it off in March of this year, and I'm very thankful for that.
Good. Congratulations.
Containers. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I'm running containers, Mr. Rutherford, and a guy called me, another friend of mine called me yesterday with a very concerning question that I have. I've got 792,000 miles right now on my truck. I don't know how much farther I can go without getting rebuilding my engine or not. I mean, I don't know how far I can go, but I did hear a commercial, I think, on your station at one time, and it had to do with people who, owner-operators who are needing funds to pay for rebuilding their engines. I was wondering if there's any kind of assistance maybe you can give me, where to look for somebody that can help me with financial loan to try to get it paid for when the time comes if I don't have the money. Because right now, my wife
got involved in a trucking accident. She was a truck driver as well, and she lost her left leg, majority of it, from the knee on down. So I'm having to help her, and you know, we're trying to get a house and a lot of things right now. So I'm like, I don't know what to say by the time or not when it comes.
First off, sorry to hear about your wife. Second, let's talk about when the time comes. And if you could predict that you won't be able to afford an in-frame when the time comes, the answer is not borrowing money. The answer is getting your business finances in order. You should be able to pay to replace equipment or to upgrade or to fix or repair. That's part of business. And we can't borrow our way to prosperity. Borrowing always raises our costs. Never lowers them, always raises our cost. So I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to come back to you right after this. We'll talk more about that. Stick around. Down the road, dog. Sirius XM 146.
Well, the hearts beat like thunder. I don't know why they don't explode. You got your hands in my back pockets. XM singing on the radio.
A voice for the voiceless. Just because you're in the ghetto doesn't mean you can't. Fuck struggle. Things go wrong, we blame. Survival. Against the world, baby. And swag. Sirius XM presents a new limited edition channel dedicated to the life and music of Tupac Shakur. I give a brother the Tupac channel in honor of Black Music Month on now. Channel 104 and on the Sirius XM app.
My name is LaTanya Lacey. I've been driving for 2 years. One thing I like about 360, as you're bidding, you can see the different offers that are already out there. It really gives you a balanced playing field. It lets you know what everybody else is bidding. If you're walking into 360, you're not just walking into just the app. 360 is actually working for you. So I like 360.
Set up your account today at jbhunt.com/carrier360.
You want cash. You want to get stuff done. So what do? You buy 5-Hour Energy, of course. You upload the receipt to 5HEMain.com. Then find out if you instantly won $10, $100, or even $1,000. Then you drink that 5-Hour Energy and cut through your to-do list like a hot knife through butter. 5-Hour Energy, the official sponsor of getting stuff done.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and legal resident of the U.S. Since June 30th, 2021. For rules, visit 5HEWin.com/rules. Waiver prohibited. Message and data rates may apply.
Attention fleet owners and carriers. Amazon's Prime Day is June 21st and 22nd. You can book spot work through Amazon's Relay Load Board, or you can lock in guaranteed revenue when you book short-term contracts. After you haul, you'll receive fast, easy payments. We have work for your tractors. Bring your own trailer or use ours. We also have freight for carriers with box trucks. Visit relay.amazon.com for details on booking Prime Day freight with Amazon. That's relay.amazon.com. Terms and conditions apply.
At Nom Nom, we make real good food for dogs and cats. And we mean that exactly like it sounds. Real, as in 100% whole ingredients. No dyes, fillers, or preservatives. Just restaurant quality cuts of protein and hand-picked veggies. The same stuff you eat. Good, as in irresistible for our four-legged family members. The research even says our recipes have higher food-to-stool ratios, which means they're more digestible and energizing than kibbles and cans. Food, as in recipe after recipe, all prepped and mixed in our kitchens. No flash frying, no extrusion. Only carefully selected ingredients individually cooked to seal in maximum nutrition. Dogs and cats, as in yours and yours alone. Each of our meals comes carefully pre-portioned and delivered to fulfill your pet's exact nutritional needs based on age, weight management, and sensitivities. Not a calorie more than they need. See? Exactly like it sounds. Try 50% off your first order of Nom Nom fresh pet food at trynom.com/serious. That's trynom.com/serious.
Catch up on the day's trucking news and get information to help your business run better by tuning in to Landline now at 7 p.m. East, 4 p.m. West on the Road Dog.
Now, back to business with Kevin Rutherford on Sirius XM's Road Dog Trucking Radio.
Welcome back. All right, we're going to go back to Texas. So, John, a couple things. One, I get the feeling you don't really understand equipment a lot. Trucks and engines, not very mechanical. Is that correct?
No, not at all. I'm not even
saying you can't succeed in this industry, but it adds another level of challenge. And what I'm hearing from you is you have an awful lot of challenges. You leased the truck because I'm assuming you couldn't afford to buy one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that was a problem. I congratulated you. You got through it. But you are on shaky ground business-wise. You're in a business that the most expensive thing you have is a piece of equipment that breaks down and you don't understand it. You have a repair coming up that could cost $30,000. You don't have any way to even predict when it's going to happen. You said so yourself. And there is a way to know. And I can help you with that. Yeah, and I'll help you with that. We'll come back to the engine in a little bit. But my bigger concern is that you are already worried about not having the money to be able to do it, even though we may... What if I told you there's a very good chance you have 2 years before you might need this?
Get out of here.
Oh, it could be more.
Okay.
No, and I'll come back and we'll talk about that and I'll give you examples. So you could, I'm not saying you do, because I need to know some information, but it is possible. You said you had 700-some thousand miles on this engine. Is that right?
702,000 miles a year, and I do
what engine is it?
maintenance on my truck.
What engine is it?
It's the 15.
Ah, great engine. Most DD15s are going 1.3 or 1.4 million miles before they need an in-frame.
That's what I thought.
You've got several years.
With 1.3, I've got almost 800,000 miles on it.
I mean, are you a team?
No, I'm...
So the most you can run realistically 150,000 miles a year.
I won't run that much down, but okay, yeah.
Well, they'll do the math then. Like if you did 150, that's 300,000 in 2 years. In 2 years, we're only at 1.1 million miles. You could have 4 years.
Wow.
So I would predict you two. We're going to be very, very safe. So take 2 years, that's 24 months to 104 weeks. $30,000 is probably what you're going to pay to in-frame this truck when it's time. That engine's a little expensive to in-frame. So do the math. Divide 30,000 by 104. Here's how much money I need to save each week, and then I'll be ready to pay cash when it's time. And if you can't do that, if we do the math and we get this number figured out, I want you to call me back in 2 months and tell me if you've been setting it aside every week or not. And if you are, great. This business model's working. If you can't, if you just say, look, the money's just not there. I had to buy a tire. My clutch went out. You know, my wife, I get it. But if that's the case, then we have to look hard at this and say, what are we going to do? We can't go on like this. I mean, there's not enough cash flow.
And that's only $300, less than $300 a week.
There you go.
Do that.
There you go. We're all set.
Man, I heard the guy before me get on the phone and really talk really crazy to you, and I don't understand. People like that, they're sick. Because if you want to attack somebody, why don't you attack people who are rich and wealthy? Don't attack somebody that's trying to dump people. I don't get that.
Hey, John, just in total transparency, because we're pretty transparent around here, he is attacking somebody who's rich and wealthy. That's the truth. I've been very successful in business. I have been. And I've never lied about that. I've never tried to hide it. I used to share my profit and loss statements with my listeners. I still would today. I don't care. I've always been honest and transparent, and I've been very successful. But John, let me ask you this. If I were struggling in business right now and I wasn't successful, would you want to take advice from me?
Yes. Well, no.
No. Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
No.
But you take advice, you listen, you call, you ask, because I have been successful. Not only in my own businesses and trucking and other ventures, but I've helped a lot of other people be successful. And I hope you're now part of that list.
Yes, I am. I will be.
All right, thank you. So I might as well address this. I wasn't going to. But since Chris called with another hidden round, I will. First off, let me address this. When Chris said, I hear the lilt in your voice, don't let me make you nervous. Chris, don't be confused. My voice changes when I deal with people like you every time. Has from the first day I've been on the air. There are times when I have to hit the hold button just to take a deep breath. It's not nervousness, it's passion. That's what that is. Here's the thing, Chris, you may not know this, and I don't really care whether you know this. And this isn't as much about Chris as just what's happening in our country right now. And I don't even understand it. This whole cancel culture, Chris is the epitome of cancel culture. He's randomly scrolling around the radio dial, hears somebody, and makes it his mission to get me canceled. That's his whole point out of this, by the way. Everything he's doing. I don't understand it. Why? Why is everybody in the country trying to cancel people? It's just because they don't agree with them politically. That's one big reason. And honestly, the left used to be the defender of free speech. I'm so confused about the shift in politics. The right, the conservatives, were the ones that would sometimes trample on free speech for other reasons. They weren't a big defender of free speech. The right is a bigger defender of the Second Amendment than the First. But the left has always been the big defender of free speech. It was one of the things I actually agreed with them on. Well, boy, have they flipped on that. The left now does not want free speech at all. If they don't like what you say, they are going to shut you up. That's what Chris is trying to do here. And I take that pretty seriously. I've spent the last 30 years of my life, 35, there goes the voice. The last 35 years of my life helping people. I love what I do. I'm damn good at it. And it sucks that we have people that are so unhappy in their own life that they feel like they need to drag down everybody else. Chris, you're not going to be banned from either one of the websites. You won't be banned from this show. In fact, when you called right now, you know this. I took your call as soon as it came on the board. There are people on the board that have been there an hour. I took your call first. I'll continue to take it. Maybe I'll actually get an answer from you someday. What is your purpose? Really? You've heard from many people on the websites already. I've watched it. I've read the conversations. And they've told you, Chris, there's nothing here. They follow my show. They belong to my websites. They buy from our company because they trust us. And that's after decades for some people. But all of a sudden, we have this cancel culture. And it's everywhere. It's not just the show. I mean, this is major news right now. But the interesting thing was, I just watched a piece on this last night. The left is starting to back away from this. The celebrities, the comedians are saying, hey, wait a minute, they're canceling us. This has gotten out of control now. The left is like, oh, wait a minute, we're not really sure what we started here. The comedians